McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczinski recently came forward to talk about how boycotts are affecting the McDonald's business. He recognizes that several markets in the Middle East and some outside the region are experiencing significant losses. This is disheartening and depressing for him. Calls for boycotts from Muslims started when it was revealed that McDonald's Israel donated meals to the Israeli Defense Forces. They even gave a 50% discount to IDF soldiers. McDonald's opened 5 branches just for aid and plans to provide 4,000 meals daily. Recent updates show they've given 12,000 meals during the conflict, sharing pictures of soldiers and cars loaded with McDonald's meals. Well, the boycott seems to be affecting the popularity and business as customers choose not to visit the restaurants. It has been reported that McDonald's has faced a loss of more than millions of dollars in just 4 months. Its stocks witnessed a significant drop in October and December. The CEO says that the protests are hurting the company. It's not just McDonald's. Boycotts are affecting local owners and workers in each country. When people stop going to McDonald's, it hurts not only the big company, but also the people who run and work at the local restaurants. Owners might lose money, and employees could even lose their jobs. According to Chris, there is a misconception built about that company as it has nothing to do with the ongoing conflict. The same thing was said about McDonald's France, who tried to make things clear about the company's stance on the conflict. They expressed being upset about wrong information and clarified that McDonald's doesn't support any government in the conflict. The French branch emphasized that Israeli franchisees took action on their own without McDonald's approval. They want people to know that the company itself didn't support or finance any side of the conflict. Similarly, McDonald's in Egypt and Turkey is experiencing a significant 70% drop in sales. There have been multiple videos swirling on social media showing the empty McDonald's branches. In response, they decided to separate from the Israeli franchise to show solidarity with the Palestinians. McDonald's in these countries pledged over $3 million in support. In December, the company that owns McDonald's in Malaysia sued the boycott movement for $1.31 million. According to them, the boycotts have manipulated the public to boycott McDonald's Malaysia, which led to a loss of profit and job cuts. Among other damages, due to closures and shortened operating hours of its outlets. They are claiming damages of 6 million Malaysian ringgits. After suffering millions in losses, McDonald's in Pakistan temporarily shut down all of its outlets across the country. According to some sources, the company led multiple meetings and then decided to cut prices by a significant 60%. The move comes in response to the widespread boycott, hoping to attract customers back. This drastic reduction in prices in McDonald's attempt to recover from the financial impact of the boycott and bring people back to their restaurants. The situation highlights how the boycott has influenced not only the number of customers, but also the pricing strategy of McDonald's in Pakistan. Economist Jerry Davis believes that the boycott's effects will be harder on McDonald's franchisees than on the main corporation. He suggests that the independent owners of individual McDonald's restaurants will feel a more significant financial impact. This is because franchisees heavily rely on social customer support. Davis says that the financial instability of local branches might be more pronounced compared to the overall McDonald's corporation, which manages the global brand.
Yeah, my sense is that the hit would be felt by the franchisees more than the McDonald's corporation. And so that filters through to McDonald's based on the amounts that they're purchasing.
According to Tia McLaughlin, the impacts of boycotts on McDonald's isn't causing a major financial loss. Instead, the company is concerned about its popularity and image. People worldwide are turning to alternatives, and this shift in customer choices could have lasting effects on the company.
Boycotts would need to be quite significant in order for this to really impact their bottom line. But I think what's more, I think the larger concern is in regards to reputation and business operations. So in regards to reputation, how leaders handle crisis and what they say is going to have an impact on the markets and on their stock prices.
The CEO's official statement is evidence that the boycott is having a noticeable effect on the restaurant's operations and financial performance. Well, not only McDonald's, but many other companies like Starbucks and Zara are facing the consequences of boycotts.
قاطع عشان غزة 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 قاطع عشان غزة.
Though McDonald's hasn't revealed the exact loss, it has been reported that Starbucks suffered almost $11 billion loss due to these protests. Recently, Starbucks manager came forward and talked about how the stores are almost empty at peak hours.
So I'm a manager of Starbucks, right? And I was recently asked if I had noticed that the protests against Starbucks, if it's been affecting our stores. I work in an airport. Protests typically don't hit us because we have so many out-of-country travelers, so many people who are just like, look, it's the green aprons, the red aprons, we're used to it, let's just go. But I can honestly say, even we're getting the effects. We're feeling the protests. Normally at this time, we have hundreds of customers. We typically make our store amounts before noon. We're not there. We're not even half the amount of customers that we typically have on these days, especially this time of the year. So those protests are working, and it's working so much that airport Starbucks are feeling it. So do with that info as you will.
The company reportedly fired a huge number of workers in late November after being financially affected. This shows how much these protests are affecting these companies.